but I can't do it. We're waiting on the letters. I've got pieces of paper, but they're telling me that I have to update. Thank you, Brian. Brian doesn't like the shirt either. It was a bargain, $15. My mum charged me $15 for one of her blouses from the 70s. Never mind, bit slow they're telling me. Move on. All right, first letter tonight. We just walked out. We ate, we drank, we had a good time, and we just walked out of the restaurant. We didn't pay. Second letter tonight. Some dickheads lost about 1,300 of the WA votes, so they have to go back again. And the last letter tonight. Before we have the panel in, the viewing public is treated to the spectacle of fools embarrassing themselves. When? How? Why? We'll answer all these questions in a moment with our panel. Don't go away. Back in 20 seconds. See you soon.
Got a problem, big or small, would a miracle be nice? Our motley crew is back, churning out advice. You might even laugh a bit in the following half hour. Park your backside on the couch, cause baby it's time for Sweet and Sour. Right here on Sweet and Sour.
Oh, some sugar on there, baby.
It's time for Sweet.
Yay! Good evening, everyone. Lovely to have your company. Gary Mitchell with you for the next half hour with a fun load of panellists, and you can meet them right away. First up, His Honour the Mayor is in. Hello, Jono.
Hello, Gary. Hello, Australia. Great to be back.
Why are you looking so red?
Oh, well, you know, we've got a Senate rerun coming in WA, and I don't want to show my political persuasions in any way. So I thought Harry was going to be in blue tonight, so I thought I'll balance up the other side of the table.
So you're a little involved in this coming up?
Oh, a little bit involved, you could say.
All right, all right. By the time this gets to air, we'd probably have the result done.
Oh, it'll linger. Let's hope we don't have to go through it again.
But it will linger, won't it?
It will indeed.
It will linger. Hello, Candice.
Please don't get the wrong idea from my get-up about my
You're not
political
voting
affiliation. No, I'm quite a centrist, and I'm feeling
You're
a
a
little...
what?
A centrist.
Oh,
so,
I'd heard that about
yeah.
you. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm the kind of chick who decides on the day.
Oh, you're not, are you?
Yeah, I really am. I really am. It's a terrible thing, but...
deciding on the day is not good for anybody.
I care a lot, but I...
So much so that you won't
much.
get it all together until the day.
Yeah.
Do you get it down to at least the final couple of candidates?
I eliminate a few.
It's a huge ballot paper. You want to eliminate more than a
Let's
few.
just say I'm voting below the line. I'm going to be there for at least 15 minutes.
Well, I think it's below the line. Hello, my darling.
Hello.
Now tell me.
I would just like to state I'm wearing green underwear.
Oh.
Supporting the Greens.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
All right. Very good, very good.
Thank you.
Okay, tell me about the theatrics of late. Anything to brag about? Anything we might want to tell the public at home? Anything, you know, any streetcars named Desire or anything that we want to suggest?
Funny you should mention that. I've been nominated for Best Actress for WA. Thank you.
Woohoo!
For Streetcar Named Desire.
Fantastic, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's
it was
terrific.
a role of a lifetime. It was amazing. Blanche.
Blanche.
I know.
Blanche. Is that the same Blanche that was on the Golden Girls? Or is it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, I've got that wrong, haven't I?
No.
All right.
A lot more tears and drama in
saw
this
the
one.
movie.
Yes.
Sort of movie. I've actually seen the play too.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Harry, have
wonderful.
you seen the play?
No.
Okay. Who
Sorry.
wrote it?
Who?
Tennessee Williams.
Ooh,
How did he die?
How did Tennessee die?
How did he die?
Didn't he inhale the eyedropper from his ear medicine or something? And he choked to death?
Oh.
I did not know that.
Well, Harry didn't know it either. He was just sitting there going, what?
I go, what?
What? Harry,
Yes.
tell us,
What?
which way are we going?
We're still staying firm. No rate rise for the
No
moment.
rate changes.
No rate change for the moment. Good time to buy.
That's okay. Good time to buy?
Good time to buy. Low rates.
What's going to happen to property prices in the next month?
Still steady.
Nothing.
Still steady.
Steady.
Steady, steady.
Steady. Do we
Eddie.
want to hear steady?
Steady, Eddie.
All right, speaking of steady, I've got this new fangled machine that Travis has given us. Yes. Anyway,
with
we're
the
about to read the
times.
letters from this... What's this machine called?
iPad.
iPad.
Oh, no.
iPad.
Dear Sweet and Sour, we just walked out. We ate, drank, had a good time, got engrossed in conversation, then just walked out of the restaurant. If someone hadn't bothered to alert us, if someone had have bothered to alert us, we would have paid. We were just absent-minded. Two of the girls went to the loo before we left, and the other two, myself included, stood chatting at the front of the restaurant waiting for them. All of us totally oblivious to the need to pay. Only when I went to my purse the following morning did I realise that I certainly didn't put my share of the bill in and presumed that one of the girls paid for the lot and forgot to ask us for the money. I called around and found that we'd all just forgotten. Here's the thing though, not one of the girls wants to go back and pay the bill. They each said to me something to the effect of, "Don't be a mug." Now, if it was one of the big rip-off corporations that suck millions out of us and keep us on the debt treadmill like banks or insurance houses, I'd have no hesitation claiming it as a win. But it was a moderate-sized family restaurant seating about 150 people. I don't know what to do here. Perhaps nothing, which is the easiest, or return and pay the bill in spite of the others not even being slightly concerned. So, panellists, why is a restaurant a different case to a bank? And what's the correct thing to do here? Maddie from Maroubra writes to us in New South Wales. And first up on this one, H, what do you do?
You go back and pay the bill, Maddie. You have to go back and pay the bill. Did exactly
Yeah.
the same thing in Margaret River, yelling up, had a fantastic lunch. We were absent-minded. It was a little bit self-created by a few bottles of wine that we had. And we ended up sitting outside in the sun and having a bit of a nana nap. And the shift in the restaurant changed. And then we realised when we were getting back in the car that we actually hadn't paid the bill. So we went back in to pay the bill and they said, "Oh, there's no bill outstanding." And we say, "We haven't paid the bill. We've got to pay our bill because we've had lunch here."
You all marched back in?
And we all marched back in and we found the bill and we paid for it.
Good ethics.
You can't have convenient integrity. You need to get rid of these two girls if they don't want to pay the bill because they're not playing cricket.
If it was a bank, what would you have done?
The bank, the New Zealand couple did exactly the same thing. They got a couple of $1 million put in their bank account and they went to Hong Kong and they went all over the place. But sooner or later the bank caught them. You got to pay the money back because it's called stealing. It's stealing. That's what you did. Receiving goods and services without paying for them. It's theft.
Nick, what would you do?
Well, Maddie's written a letter. She's taken the time out of her day to sit down and write the letter.
It's worrying her.
She knows the right thing to do. You do, Maddie. You know the right thing to do.
Question though, do you pay for your mates as well or do you just pay for yourself? Do you send off a cheque and say, "I'm so sorry about that, I forgot"? They wouldn't even remember.
A cheque, what's that?
I don't know what
I use them.
what
would you do?
You know, if you had the money, if I had the money and enough to then do that and then chase your friends up afterwards, pay it.
Yep.
Yeah,
If you don't have the money to pay for the
do the right
restaurant?
thing. And you know, the restaurant obviously gave them such an incredible time that they forgot to pay the bill. They were so full of great hospitality and good food and wine. And it's not absent-mindedness. You've just had a great night. And, you know, now that she's realised, do the right thing. You obviously want to.
Candice, the other girls don't want to pay.
Well, you know
Do
what?
you reckon they're Generation Y? No responsibility taken here?
I don't think. Excuse me, I'm Generation Y.
Would you pay?
Well, I wouldn't pay for the whole lot if I didn't have the money, but I'd, you know what? 2 words: money order. Go to the post office, get yourself a money order or maybe a bank cheque for the amount that you are due, and you don't necessarily have to put your name on it. To my knowledge, you send that. Your conscience is clear. They cash the cheque. Up to the other birds
Hang
as
on,
to
if
what
I'm
they
doing
do.
a good deed, I want to put my name to it.
But it's not a good deed. You're settling the score. You're paying for what you've already used.
I reckon that's a good deed.
So Candice,
I was
you're only
absolutely
paying for 1/3 of the bill. What about the other 2/3 that you know about?
Hang on, there was 4
So
of
were
them,
you
wasn't
driving the car when you robbed the bank, or did you go in and rob the bank?
No, not my issue.
You were an accessory to
I
the fact.
paid
Not
for
your
my.
issue.
I paid for what I used.
You're an accessory.
Jono, who are you going to pay for?
Yeah, look, Maddie, you and your friends are nothing but liars and thieves. Quite clearly, you don't tell me you had an engrossing night and you had a wonderful time and 2 of you toddled off to the loo and by the other 2, you know, snuck out the door and never one of you actually thought to ask the other, who would I owe for the fix up the bill? Nobody. After you get out of the restaurant, nobody says, "Oh, hang on, I might want to fix somebody up here." Clearly you're liars and you're thieves, and your little guilt letter here doesn't fool me, and clearly you're not going to pay anything, and you should be disgusted with yourselves, and same with your friends, but no doubt we will scam you play, and no doubt you've done it before and do it again.
All right,
Tell us what you really think.
we're going to do a quick vote. Hands up if you think she should pay for the lot if she can afford it.
If she could afford it,
Absolutely.
And she will.
Okay.
Do it, Maddie.
No need to do anything else. We're going to go. When we come back, we're going to be talking about this poll. Just the Senate that's coming up. When we come back, more election news. See you soon.
Which part of Europe is this ball?
Welcome back to Sweet and Sour. If you'd like to send us a letter, send it to the address that is appearing on your screen now. There it is. Letters at sweetandsour.net.au. We'd also like you to have a look at our website, which is www.sweetandsour.net.au. And we've even got a Facebook site that you can have a look at now. Give us a like there, facebook.com/sweet and sour. And the last one, I don't know how to
look,
call this out.
You just hand on over to your Twitter queen, okay?
Go on Twitter queen. What is
I'm
it?
following you guys on Twitter. It's at Sweet and Sour TV is the handle. So if you search for that on Twitter, you can follow them. And
Have we put anything up yet on Twitter?
yeah, it's a great result all round.
I'm excited, and for everybody who does write to us and gets discussed on the panel, we're going to send you to the movies, courtesy of our very gorgeous mum, Natalie O'Shea, who was Natalie Cameron, and the movie we're sending you to, courtesy of Natalie, is Mr. Peabody and Sherman. And here we go. Dear Mitch and guests, I don't get it. We haven't changed the Senate voting system yet, which means that tin pot political parties that score less than 1% of the vote can still win a seat in the upper house. What I don't get is that in WA, we have to go back to the polls for a full Senate ticket election because some dickhead lost about 1,300 of the WA votes. Yet those lost votes only impact on the last 2 of the 6 positions. Here was the opportunity to get rid of these trivial, opportunistic political jokes masquerading as political parties by just running an election for the last 2 positions and guaranteeing the major parties reclaim them. But instead, without any reform or any barring of these jokers, we go back to the polls knowing that the possibility of having these drips elected with less than 1% of the vote will be repeated. Please explain. That comes to us of Craig in Sorrento of WA, of course, and we're going straight to Candice.
Craig, buddy, pal, talk about hashtag first world problems. Happy enough to have a vote, are we? Yes, I completely feel you. I am quite upset at the whole losing the votes thing, having to do this again. We were talking about this before. This is like the 4th time that West Australians have been to the polls, 3rd time compulsorily. I'm really apathetic about the whole thing, but it needs to be done because if we don't do it, then it's going to cast, you know, all sorts of doubts over the process. I think we're just going to have to suck it up, bud.
I love
Me and
elections.
you together.
I absolutely love elections.
What's wrong with you?
I've been out of the state and wanted to plug into what the election results in WA have been when it's a state election. And when it's a New South Wales election, I plug into the New South Wales results.
There's help for people like you.
SA or Tasmanian election has just passed a little while ago. I love them. I love the results.
That's great.
But it's real. Jono, are you plugged into the election process?
Oh, I think I'm a little bit plugged into the election process, but I do agree with you. I think there are a lot of tin pot parties, a lot of freak shows out there that run for the Senate that we could just get rid of. But unfortunately, that's democracy. Well, not unfortunately, it's wonderful that we have that sort of democracy, that freak shows can stand for the Senate and potentially run our country. What joyous world we live in. But look, obviously, it's very important that we run all 6 positions again because there is a thing called a quota in the Senate. So we would be at risk of having conservative destruction with all 6 positions potentially going to the Conservatives. Well, you know, just look at history gone past. So look, it's an interesting one. I'm personally an election junkie. I watched the South Australian and Tasmanian elections on the weekend as they unfolded, vote by vote. Such is my exciting life. But yeah, look, I would prefer not going back to this one, but that's our wonderful democracy. That's what we have. And, you know, I agree with you. Let's hope the Tim Pots and the freak shows don't get up.
Tim Pots and the freak shows, though, would you exclude them if you had the opportunity? Yeah,
no,
about democracy,
that's democracy. That is democracy.
I love it.
You just got to hope that there's enough, you know, sane people out there to realise.
I just wish it's motivating for the rest of the people to actually say, well, I don't want them. Come on, let's go vote. Okay.
Well, I'm a Conservative, as you know, John, and I'm all for free speech. Bring on the tin pots. That's what makes this country a great...
Would you like a Shooters Party bloke sitting in the Senate?
Doesn't matter.
Because?
That's what free speech. Free speech, anybody is entitled, if they follow the system, they should be entitled to get into the Senate. It's as simple as that.
Free speech is a very liberal in a political sense point of view.
No, the thing with free speech, Candice, and why people are so apprehensive these days, everyone's paranoid of what you're going to say in the public domain that all of a sudden gets retweeted or Facebook or whatever the case is. They need to stop the media bites and just let people be normal people and speak what's in their heart.
Harry,
you're entitled to have your own opinion.
Here we go. Never once in the past 3 years did I hear the Conservatives say there should be an end to a government, despite it being elected by the people. All of a sudden now it's free speech and bring on the tin pots and the freak shows.
Sometimes we only hear what we want to hear, John.
Harry and Nichola, why is it that 0.22%, a vote of 0.22% can actually get a Senate position? Why is that democratic?
It's called free speech. And it's the system that we live in.
Free speech is the
It's
ability to say what you like.
It's the system that
It
we
is
live
the
in.
system, and
That's
that's-
it. And
My only
and
issue
the
with
reason,
this
the
is-
reason we're having this is because someone lost the ballot papers.
Somebody lost the ballot.
And what an
That's another
incredible
issue.
opportunity to go to the polls and do the right thing.
Fantastic.
So you need to give the voice to somebody who's going to keep the current government in check, someone who's going to keep them in check and make them do the right thing. Because at the moment it is free willy out there and it's freaking me out. So go out there, watch who's got the preferences. Make sure you give the preferences to the right people. And if you need a tin lid and you feel for a tin lid, watch where their preferences are going and vote them in to keep him in check.
And have a great sausage sizzle.
What a
That's
shame
what it's about.
we have to
Sausage
go to our
sizzle.
next segment, which is just as much fun. We're talking about Chappelle Corby. When we come back, don't go away. Chappelle.
Marsha.
The thing about coming on Sweet and Sour is it's the only legal way I can get into your house.
That sounded like a Monkeys number or something like that. Here we go. Mitch, sorry ladies. Hi Mitch, can the panel please explain to me why our media runs a saturation campaign to constantly cover the pathetic ongoing saga of one unfortunate but also so silly, brainless and classless individual, in brackets, with a family to match, who's run foul of the Indonesian legal system. This fool is not the only Australian in the Indonesian legal system, but you wouldn't think so. I was delighted to learn that the dramatised Chappelle story rated so poorly on the TV, giving it the due reverence it deserved by the Aussie viewing public. So please tell me what the fascination is. Could it be that the collected media thinks it's the ultimate reality show where the viewing public is treated to the spectacle of fools embarrassing themselves? Hugh of Sefton Park in South Australia writes, we're going straight to Jono.
Yeah, look, I don't think there's much interest in Chappelle. I quite frankly agree with you. The family's hardly model citizens. I think
What do you mean?
The shocking ratings that it got for the mini-series on 9, which they brought forward to compete with the story coming out with Chappelle being released, and the fact that now Seven's done their dough really with however much they've paid for the exclusive that they can't put to air because it's going to rate absolutely miserably. So look, I don't think there's much fascination left. Obviously, when it first happened, I suppose she was a pretty young thing. Caught up in a system that us in Australia aren't used to, and obviously the penalty was pretty harsh. And Maddie, I just think you should remember the penalty in Indonesia when you walk away and you thieve things from restaurants and don't pay. So you and your friends could have had a lot bigger penalty, and maybe you should pay that money and think of how other people get penalised in other countries.
Candice, you're in the media.
Yes, Hugh,
Why
this
is she so...
Because it's a self-perpetuating thing. Because people like you write letters in about Chappelle and they get chosen for panel shows like this, which raises the issue again. So stop writing letters about it and we'll probably stop talking about it. The appeal, look, she's a young, moderately attractive white girl. It's got the whole media-friendly thing about it. But, you know, as he quite rightly says, there are other people...
I'm much more interested in, the Olympian, that's Shoddy's girlfriend.
Oscar.
That's much more interesting.
Pistorius.
Yes.
I'm much more interested.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, aren't they
That's got some
fascinating people?
drama. I'm waiting for that TV series.
Does that interest you? The Pistorius story?
It makes me really sad. I don't know if it interests
They're
me.
all sad. Even Chappelle's really sad. But what do you do?
It's kind of stupid.
Well,
You know, and I just go, you know, you're in Indonesia and then you put marijuana in your boogie board cover. I mean, you know.
or not. And if it wasn't her, it
Because
was...
she was found guilty, so let's go with yes, that she was.
Okay.
So...
Happy to do that.
Yeah, and so, you know, it's sensationalist media and they want to sell the story and they want you to watch their program.
Are you
and they're going to make it
personally?
special. No, absolutely not. Drug stuff does not interest me at all and I don't want to give them my attention or my angst or my time. Says me getting a little angsty. But absolutely not. Obviously, because I was born in South Africa, so that story... You know, he was such a hero for everybody, and you know that's something that we could have discussed today. You know.
Have you got any inclinations for Oscar Pistorius? Do you think he's
Inclinations?
As in terms of should he Like Chappelle,
No,
everybody's got a view.
I don't know enough about it, and you know, it's somebody's awful story, and I don't get drawn into that kind
Good
of
for you.
stuff.
Good for you. Harry, last word on Chappelle, and we're never bringing it up on this show again.
And I agree with the panel. It's done, dusted, gone. She's served the time. Move on. I'm not remotely interested in it at all. I agree with you. Drugs, not. But Oscar, that's an interesting story. Three shots in the door. 3 shots through the door.
4.
Four shots.
Well, tell us your perspective. Is he guilty? Is he not guilty, in your view?
Oh, he's guilty of killing her. There's no doubt
I
about
believe
He
that
killed
there
her?
is.
Yes.
I believe.
Did he murder her? Did he murder her with intent?
No, I reckon he was paranoid.
He was paranoid.
Hey, look, South Africa is well known for having, you know, social issues. And I know of many people from South Africa who've continued to bring their...
And have guns under their beds.
who continue to have fears about the safety of their community.
Absolutely.
And
we hear murder stories of friends coming out of there every month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a scary
This
place.
is a valid perspective.
It's scary.
Should know.
place.
Should know.
So,
Yeah.
okay, and I've been reading a lot about the injustice of the system over there as well, and because he's a rich white boy, there's a lot of media suggesting that he might get favourable treatment.
Why? There's no jury
Not
trial.
anymore.
It's only a judge
Not
trial.
anymore. No, that would have been absolutely the case a long
And
time
he has
ago.
a black judge as well.
I don't think it's that. I think that, you know, South Africa likes to stand on being fair now. You know,
Terrific.
they've
Good
made
to
a
hear.
big change.
Do you like this letter to give away the pair of limited edition sunnies, courtesy of Alon Treves and Aussie Opticals?
Not Chappelle.
No.
No.
Not Chappelle. Harry likes Chappelle, don't
No.
Which one do you like?
Number two.
Number
Number two.
Number two. I love the
Number
polling.
two, okay.
Yes,
like
we
number
obviously
one,
all
but I'm
felt a bit
outvoted.
feisty about that
That's
one.
it. John's trying to get
What
me
is
to
it,
be
the
a swing
vote?
voter.
The vote, Craig of Sorrento. You like
I
number
like,
one?
I like number 1.
You like number one, Jono? What do you like?
Oh, look, I think we got a lot of discussion out of number 2. All the freak shows out there. Let's give it to them.
2 for number 2 over here.
2 for 2.
2 for, oh, okay, we're going to number 2. Sorry.
Number 2.
Number 2. There we go. Coming
Hey,
out
hang on.
2.
Why do you want to reward a thief for? Maddie, you are a thief.
You know
I'm
what?
not
Because
rewarding
maybe-
a thief with a prize.
That's
I mean, that's
true.
disgraceful.
That's true.
Absolutely
You should've done
disgraceful.
right.
Hang on.
I'm a thief. I'm a crook. Give me a prize.
If
What
you
a
show a
disgrace.
little
I'm
bit of
completely
humility,
lost. What letter was the thief letter?
Number 1.
Number
Number 1.
Number
But
1.
you
She
wanted
wasn't a
number
thief.
1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, she's
I don't
a
know how to
thief.
use these
He's
machines.
opened Google. He's scrolling
All
down
right.
Number
Google.
2. Number 2.
So, are we
Number
giving
2.
are we giving it
Don't
to
make me
Craig
show
of
you my
Sorrento?
green
Or
underwear.
are we
Sorrento.
giving- Is it Craig of Sorrento?
Craig of
Yeah.
Sorrento.
Yes.
Craig of Sorrento.
Good work, Craig.
That's
Craig.
it. Well done, Craig.
Can you come in and pick it up, mate?
stuffed,
Because you're
Craig.
only down the road in Sorrento. Well, there you go, Craig of Sorrento for his what letter? Poll.
That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
The Senate letter.
We're with it. We've got to
Do the right thing, WA.
say goodnight. Now, Jono, good luck out on the hustings.
Oh, thank you. I'm going to need it.
You're going to wear that shirt often for the next few weeks?
Oh, I think you might see something with the political party on it for WA.
Okay.
But we
all
don't
right,
talk
mate.
politics.
Candice, good night, darling.
Good
Terrific
night.
to have you always.
Thank you. Always nice to be
We
here.
get a lot of
and,
comments about how glowing your skin is.
Well, you know, that'll be, you know, all the blood of small things that, you know, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
You've got to let us know how you go with the award. Good luck with it.
Thank you.
H, good news coming up. We've got to go. Thank all of our
Good night.
terrific panellists, our terrific crew, and thanks for watching Australia. Good night, Brisbane.
Good night, Mum and Dad.
Bye-bye.